Welcome to the podcast for the sisters and bros. It will make you laugh from your head to your toes. Talking about their lives, from the highs to the lows. And the name of the title goes, The Sloppy Joes.
Hello!
Yay!
Welcome to the Sloppy Joes podcast. We are here. It is Tuesday. What a day. What a beautiful time. Joe McGrath joins me, of course, as always. How are you, Joe?
I'm very good. What a lovely day it is. On the time we're recording, it's beautiful outside.
It's beautiful.
A bit too warm.
We're hitting that crispy sort of post-winter sun.
Yes.
And as they call post-summer sun, should I say?
They call it an Indian summer.
Yes.
Can we still call it that?
I don't know why they call it that, which makes me scared to say it.
Ethan, do you know why they call it an Indian summer?
Oh, hello everyone. I'm not qualified enough to comment.
Would you know anyone you could text?
Or Google? Could you Google it and find out if
yes,
the term
I could
Indian
do
summer
that.
is vaguely racist?
Yes.
Because it feels like it could be.
It could be,
doesn't
but we're not using it that way. We're just saying because it's September time, nice bit of sunshine.
September, and it's going to be it's been 30 degrees this week.
Yeah, and I've got a reason to use my barbecue finally. Did I tell you what I did with my barbecue?
No.
I opened it in like sort of mid-July. Actually, when we come back from America, it was a bit shit looking. A bit, you know when you forgot about a sausage?
Yeah.
And now it's just grown a life of its own.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, what am I going to do with this? So I decided to stick it all in my boot and go to the Morrison's jet wash and do my car. You know, so you put like money in the you put £4. Great value, by the way. You ever done it?
£4 isn't that cheap for
For 12 minutes.
I suppose that's not bad.
Stunned you that, innit? That price has stunned you a bit. So I went to the Morrison's, which is the supermarket. I'm saying all these things now because we've got international viewers. Morrison's is a supermarket. I went and put £4 in the jet machine. Boom! I'm giving it. Have you ever held a jet wash before?
One of the great moments, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
One of the great moments.
The power is incredible. So here's what I do at the jet wash. First of all, and probably the least important, my car.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way. Second, any shoes that anyone wants sprucing up.
This isn't real.
Yeah, mate. You get your under shoes get a bit mucky and dirty.
Yeah.
I get the jet wash, and it takes a layer of the dirt off it, and they look brand spanking new, mate.
Right.
Let me take you next time.
Okay.
Third, the
Hose
barbecue
me down.
came out the boot.
Right. This.
Right, straight away there was a problem, right? So I've never done it before, and normally my shoes I hold them, but the barbecue I just put to one side, and I just fucking let it have it. Bang! Went flying. It went flying to the point where it nearly caused a fucking car crash because it went flying into the open petrol court. I was like, fucking hell, ran after it. Anyway, cleaned it up in the end.
There's nothing quite as Joe McGrath as the concept of you sort of stumbling and trying to grab a barbecue that's got away from you on a petrol forecourt. That is so... how do you manage to do this where your life is so Joe McGrath, if you know what I mean? Like, you're one of the most distinctive, characterful people I've ever met. Like, the idea that one day I could be like just filling my car up with petrol and I see you hosing down a barbecue in a petrol station forecourt that was designed to clean cars. I don't know anyone that cleans anything except their car there.
No, you've got to make the most of it.
You're taking the dog, a barbecue, Joe. That is so you.
And then as soon as I washed
I'm going
it...
to see you around Thanksgiving, aren't I? Hosing down a turkey, getting all the E. coli off it. Like, you're not meant to take other stuff.
You are. You can do what you want.
Oh, my barbecue's gone. That is so you. I can't believe how you it is.
And then as soon as I've washed it, it's been awful weather, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So I've got
So you
one
could have
more...
left it in the rain and let it get washed that way. Saved yourself £4.
Nah, mate, do you want to come with me next time? You'll love it.
What are you doing next time? What are you hosing down?
Well, you know, during autumn, you get more muddy, like a bit more mud on your shoes.
Yeah.
So I often go bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Is that 2 weeks?
Well, no one knows. Did you know this?
What do you mean?
Do you know the term bi-weekly?
Yeah.
It can either mean once every 2 weeks or twice a week.
Oh my God, yeah. Because I said that and I was like...
Bi-monthly is the same. Bi-monthly can mean twice a month or once every 2 months. And they both are right. One of the worst bits of sort of definition in the English language.
Here's another one for you, definition-wise. When's the evening?
My head, it's 5 p.m. onwards.
Oof. Yeah.
I'm going 5 because that's the working day ends.
What do
Because
you
wouldn't
think?
say you're working nights if you finish at 5 p.m.
That's
would you?
true. What do you think, Ethan?
I was actually thinking this the other day as I was staring at the clock, and I think it's 7 o'clock.
Really?
7?
Okay, so
That's
6 o'clock,
fucking
you're
late.
saying afternoon?
So I'm saying because that's still like working hours.
But what would you say then? 6 o'clock. Oh, afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, if you were writing an email at 6 o'clock to me, pretty formal, would you put good afternoon?
I think I would.
Wow,
That's
6
sensational.
o'clock, that's unbelievable.
What else do you think you'll be hosing down? I could imagine you in the forecourt rehydrating some dried chilies that you're going to make birria tacos with.
Yeah, that'd be delicious.
Just absolutely, because you can rehydrate them like instantly with a jet wash.
The only thing that could get a little bit of dust in my cellar is the Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
So you could bring them along.
Bring them out.
Bang, give them a
Or
little spray. Your baubles.
You've got a washing line draped across the forecourt, absolutely blitzing the skiddies out the bottom of your pants.
Oof,
Whoa.
God, the
Can you
skiddies.
just imagine that, them flying all over the place?
Oh.
If I saw you jet washing a greasy barbecue on a petrol station forecourt, I would die of laughter.
Maybe that might be one of the Sloppy Joe's punishments for like Joe versus Joe in
What,
the
you
future.
get hosed down?
No, we have to say to the other person, bring them 3 items that you have to hose down. So if I lost, I'd have to hose down my skiddies.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have skiddies, so I have to manufacture them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't.
Speaking of skiddies,
Well, we've taken off this week, haven't we?
what's happened?
Who would have thought that one of our most successful things we've ever done,
No,
ever
by
done,
far the most successful thing any of us have ever done.
by far the most successful thing our podcast has ever done in the UK
Yeah.
is all around farting.
Yeah.
So let's put it this way. We put up a great clip of me talking about being in a fart club on Thursday, I think.
First rule of Fart Club.
Always talk about it. That's what they say. It's always talk about it. And then it sort of did okay, didn't it?
Yeah.
For the first 3 days. Then something happened,
Yeah.
didn't it? Like something changed.
So it was doing well. It was one of our best clips ever.
Yeah.
I think it had done like 200,000 views, which makes it our best clip ever.
Yeah.
In about 2 days.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden went to bed, and then the next day it was on 350,000, and then that evening it was on 800,000, and then the next day it was on 1 million. Like, it is now, at the time of recording this, over 4 million views on the clip.
Of us watching.
150,000 likes of you listening to farts in the fart club that you and your mates
So
joined.
a couple of things. I probably wouldn't have named Gaz Young
Right.
because
He's been sacked.
he's stunned.
He's lost his job, bless him.
He's seen 4 million people have heard that he's the farter of the group. He's stunned. He says he can't get over it. I said,
He
"There's
can't get
nothing.
a
I'm not
reservation
deleting
at
it
any
now."
restaurant in the
Yeah,
country
yeah.
now.
You're the farter.
Yeah.
Farts. Second thing, farts are international. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I think the clip's done so well.
Do you know one of the greatest and most successful TV shows of all time is Mr. Bean?
I was just thinking that.
Because
Yeah.
there's so few words.
Of course.
Right, you can be in India or Indiana and you enjoy the sound
us another one of them.
a bottom burp. Huh?
Give us another one of them.
Indonesia. Thank you. You can be anywhere in the world and you enjoy the sound of a fart.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's the one thing that joins us.
Yeah.
And to be honest, separates us.
So it's just done amazing, and we've got lots of people from around the world saying how funny it is, and it's been great to see. So
But the great thing about you, Joe, is you're a man of industry.
yes,
You're a man of capitalising on
yes,
things.
yes.
So it wouldn't just be a Joe McGrath story if it ended there.
No.
Thank you for the views. We'll see you later. Your fart group, the original fart group, how many group members did it have?
So look, here's the story. So the original fart group is still a private group. They've got 50 members.
50.
However, if you head into the comment section of the fart video that took off, 4.4 million views now, the top comment is by a guy called Hoosen 1987, and he simply puts, "If I start a group, who wants in?" Hoosen has on that one comment 3,091 likes. He has 721 replies, and it was yesterday that I messaged him privately on the Sloppy Joe's account. And went, by the way, did you actually start a group? And he went, "Yeah, here's the link."
We'll put that link in the description, by the way.
Please
so
join.
anyone can join.
But I think it's going to hit its max soon. So the group is called OnlyFans No Talk.
Only
And
farts, sorry.
Only Farts, sorry, No Talk. And it is on 830 members.
Unbelievable.
What
and
the fuck?
and they are international, baby.
They're international. And can you detect an accent in the farts? Do you know when people say like a dog's bark has got an accent to it depending on where it lives? Is there some sort of differences in the timbre of the booty burps.
Well,
depending on where you're from.
There's a new trend that's happening in Only Farts, which I love, and there's a great game out of this. And this is probably one of the only platforms I could do this game. You won't see this on the BBC. What they've done is you fart, and then what you do is, because you can only leave emojis, no talking in the group, people have started to leave an emoji of where they're from.
The flag.
And I thought a great game could be guess the nationality of the fart. Are you ready to play, Ethan?
Fucking hell, yeah.
Okay. Where?
Yeah, you, just for everyone at home, you are in your element here, aren't you?
It's unbelievable.
You love this.
When you gave me the all clear that I could... The thing is, guys, right, probably if that clip would have died on its arse, you'd never heard of Fart Club again. But because it's done well, Ethan and Joe, with gritted teeth, allow me to play as many farts as possible because of the success.
Not as many as possible. A select few every week.
This guy is from one place.
Oh my God.
No, this guy's from the one place. Some people...
Stop saying the one place.
It's quite aggressive.
Do we get to guess?
Yeah. Them
Is this
three,
all the same man?
Them three are from the same man from one place. That one's a little bit better. Oof. Do you know what? Checkered past. That's what I'll say. There's a clip.
Checkered pants after that. I think with the sound of that, he's got to be from Taiwan.
No.
I mean, it speaks for itself.
Checkered past. Checkered past. Checkered proper.
Checkered. Croatia.
No.
Oh.
Like.
Oh. He must be from Czechoslovakia.
No. You get too hung up for the checkered past.
You said it loads of times and winked at
As in
us.
like bad past. Really bad past.
Oh, well, that's now we're naming... Okay, I get
Where's
it.
he from?
Bad past.
Yeah.
Germany.
Yes, of course. Germany. Right. Next one. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Bit closer to home, that.
That's obvious.
What?
That's so obvious.
What?
Surely, Fiji. Surely, the tremendous buttocks of a Fijian man.
No. That is England and proud, baby. Right, let's find the next one.
This is
Somebody's
even more mental than it felt the first time.
Yeah. Keep talking amongst yourself.
Okay.
There's a lot of German boys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's the pure volume of currywurst, isn't it? They go through you essentially in gas
I'm
form.
a little bit spooked to play this one.
Right.
It's got a lot of reaction on the group. It's from a person called Yanni. It has
Laurel, did you say?
No, Yanni. That is very good.
Very good.
But you need to have been there for when that went viral about 4 years ago. It's 21 seconds long.
Oh my God.
And I can't see the waveform, so I can't tell you what's going to happen in it.
So 21 right. This is probably the longest fart that's been in the group.
And think as well, I'm going to give you like South America, North America. That's where it is.
Hola, mi niña, ¿cómo?
Oh.
So it's the Spanish-speaking part of America.
Yeah, well, let's just skip
Already,
past
you
that.
shouldn't have been farting.
Right, final one. This is in Europe again. You're not allowed to do that, but can you see? He's from Mexico.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't say a wavelength, so I didn't know he was just talking.
Well, is there not a fart at the end of it?
Would you want to listen to it all?
Yeah.
What if he's saying something proper bad?
Oh, it might be, yeah.
Do you know any Spanish, Ethan?
No.
Should we just leave it?
Yeah.
What if
We
he starts
could
talking?
play it, and then if it's bad, we can translate and then cut it afterwards.
Yeah. Get it played.
Should we get it played?
Yeah.
I'd love to know. Oh my God, he says a little outro
No,
as
he's
well.
doing a
He
shit.
says a little outro.
That don't count. He's pissing my...
If anyone...
Joe,
If anyone speaks Spanish, look.
Joe, you've lost it.
I've lost
You've
that.
lost it.
Well, I'm so sorry. I
He's
didn't
got to
know.
go, right? That breaks all the rules.
It does break all the rules.
First of all, it is simply the most vile audio recording I've ever heard in my life. That is, honestly, there's vomit in the back of my throat. That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
I'm sorry about that. I am sorry. You're not allowed to do that in the group. I don't know why
And
that one's-
secondly, isn't one of the rules that no follow-throughs?
Yeah.
It can't be the sound of a man doing a shit.
I don't know why no one's picked up on that. Right, final one. Europe. What are you saying? Europe, where?
It's Italy, isn't it? It's obvious. It's so obviously Italy, that. It's got the confidence of an Italian, that.
What are you going for, Ethan?
Well, I was thinking a bit more Georgian.
Where?
Georgian.
Georgian?
Georgia. It's a place.
Really?
It's not Georgia then, is it?
No.
Where
it's Holland. The Dutch.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Makes sense. Comes from the Netherlands, doesn't it?
Where is Georgia?
I don't know.
Is it definitely in Europe? Never met them in the Euros, have we?
No.
Anyway, keep Fart Club
record.
alive. Join the link, and we'll probably do. I want to do Fart of the Week on a Friday episode. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Just one that's absolutely stunned me.
Yeah.
And we can all rate it. 9 out of 10 club.
No, we're not adding it to 9 out of 10
The
club.
2 out of 10 club. 2.
Yeah, we get it. Are you worried about losing your hair? You won't be surprised to find out that 1 in 5 men start losing their hair in their 20s. That is where Suns comes in. Suns are a men's healthcare brand that offer clinically proven, licensed hair loss treatments for less than a cup of coffee per day. They've treated over 50,000 customers and their treatments deliver results in 9 out of 10 men.
I've signed up for a 12-week program, and I can tell you, it's very easy. All you got to do is take their 1-minute online consultation, and Suns will tailor a subscription treatment plan specifically for your needs. Although, maybe not for your needs.
Well, this is very exciting because I'm looking out for you and you need this treatment. So go to suns.co.uk and use the code Joe40 to get 40% off your treatment. That is mad, innit?
That is a lot.
40%. And that adds up to 80 quid off a 6-month treatment. It's a lot of money.
I'm going to give it a go and you'll hopefully see some progression here in my head. There are no contracts or hidden charges and it all can be delivered straight to your door as easy as that. I could be looking like Joe Smith in 12 weeks' time.
And so could you. Go to suns.co.uk and use the code Joe40. The link is in the description.
Right, how have you been anyway?
I've never been worse after that.
Sorry, that was awful. If anyone could tell me what he says at the start in Spanish.
He almost certainly says, I'm having a shit. No human should have to listen to this.
That's awful, isn't it, Ethan? Sorry about that.
Would you like to know where the term Indian summer comes from?
We would. It's called a callback already.
So, where does the phrase come from? While the exact origins of the phrase are not known, the Met Office says several writers have speculated it may have referred to hazy autumn conditions that allowed Native American Indians to continue hunting, especially in October and November.
So it's all right, we can say it.
I would have been almost certain they meant India, not Native Americans.
Yeah, same. Well, it's just always out in India, isn't it?
That's true.
It is boiling, so in India's summer it just means all year round, I guess.
Well, that would make more sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but an Indian summer for us is only about a week and a half, isn't it?
That's true,
We've
yeah.
got 10 days of this, make the most of it. Did you make the most of your wedding?
Oh, the wedding.
Into the chapel and I'm gonna get married.
Sister got married?
Yes. Boo.
No, what do you mean?
She's taken. Boo.
Yeah, like you had it. What are you booing for? Like you two losers had a chance.
I stopped Ethan from going into the church. You know, when the priest says, does anyone have a reason why?
Yeah.
Ethan was planning on running in.
What was he outside? Stood outside? Was he stood outside the church ready?
Yeah.
It wasn't
Don't do it.
It wasn't in a church, so that seems unlikely.
Wrong wedding.
That would be good. It was brilliant, but the wedding was great, and it was mostly great because of all the hard work.
Yeah.
But really, it was great because of the relief of me finding a suit. The search for the suit, Joe.
Come on,
So
we recorded here on Tuesday,
Yeah.
a week ago,
Last week.
or maybe last week. And we normally get the train home together,
yeah,
and you went missing.
yeah.
Was this part of the?
This is part of it. Now, from the very start, there was always a feeling that Zara would be involved, because there's only so many places that do a suit for under 200 quid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not bothering the doors of a Hugo Boss.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're looking at 500 min, and I ain't spending 500 min. So I started off in Zara. This is how the search went. Zara. There's a jacket I like. Don't have it in my size. Order it online.
Can I ask you what what day did you start the search? Because I think that might help.
So the wedding was on a Saturday.
You started on the Friday.
No, I started it the Thursday before that, if you know what I mean. So a week, 10 days early, basically, right? I go into Zara. There, I try some suits on. Okay, I don't mind this. I wanted a black suit to start with, but let's not worry about that.
Yeah.
Didn't have it in my size.
Oof.
Right, okay. I'll go to the Zara. I'll go to speak to the lady. Have you got this? No. You got it in the Trafford Centre. Oh, I could get there.
That's nice enough, yeah.
Can you reserve it for me? Is that okay? We can't do that on the app.
Oh, for fuck's
Okay. Can I ring them and reserve it? You won't get through. Right, okay. So
Some
can't do that.
people, like, they just don't.
Just don't do it.
Customer service has gone out the window, hasn't it?
So then I go to the Trafford Centre. They don't have it in my size. Right, okay. But come back on Sunday. We should be getting some more in on Sunday. So I go to the Trafford Centre again on Sunday. Then I go, have you got it in a 44? Yeah, okay, great. We've got to get it from the stock room. It's 10 minutes away. Okay, I'll wait.
Stock room's 10 minutes.
I don't even know at this point. 10 minutes later, they come back, 44. Great, thank you. Try it on. Sleeves are here. What? It's a 44 Europe, which is a 36 UK.
That's not good.
It's 6 sizes too small.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. Okay, have you got it in a 44 UK? Oh, no, sorry, I thought you meant Europe. Right, great.
Hold on. Why?
So that's 3 trips.
Why did she think you meant Europe?
Because
we left.
Because we do it in Spanish sizes. Right. So that's 3 trips to Zara already. And now I'm panicking. Right?
Yeah,
like that bloke who's going to lose his job.
Yeah.
But for different reasons. Now I'm panicking. And I'm at the stage now where it happens with every man on every search for a suit. We've all been there. You find yourself, whether you like it or not, through gritted teeth, walking into Next. Do you know the moment I mean?
Hey,
you know the moment.
Leave Next alone, mate.
And I tell you what.
No.
Next.
You done me head in there. Next is decent.
No, we need to talk about Next.
It's
Next,
decent.
when you go in there and you see the bootcut jean, the skinny jean, the red and green and beige plaid shirt, and you realise that, do you know, with every couple in the country where you go,
Big
wow,
statement again here, Ethan. Strap yourself in.
Every couple in the country that is between 29 and 50, that bulky little age group there where men are just, coming to terms with the fact that they're bald, they've got a kid, they can't play five-a-side anymore, and you see ugly men in a shit outfit, or a normal-looking bloke in a shit outfit with a wife, you go, wow, he's punching. Do you know you see those couples? That is because he is draped head to toe in Next because he doesn't know what else to do.
Next is not bad, Joe.
Yours is rancid.
I'd never buy
First of
clothes
all,
in there, but for a suit, it's good. It's decent.
There's a Barber's in there. Why?
Where you at? Oh yeah, that's a big thing these days, isn't it?
There's a Barber's in there.
Shops need to make more money, so they've started doing all sorts.
There's a Barber's. There's a soft play area for the kids. There's a coffee shop in there. Come on, all of the suits are better. Terrible. The changing rooms are the hottest place in the world.
Yeah, but that's just by the by, isn't it?
Yeah, that is by the by. But the problem, I just thought, why we end up finding ourselves in Next. You get dragged in there like what's his name, Scrappy or Shaggy or whatever, in Scooby-Doo, smelling this sort of steam wave of a roast chicken.
Did it help you out or not?
No. Next is gone.
I got 3 words for you.
What?
Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, we went to Marks and Spencer's. And
Don't slag off Marks and Sparks. Decent.
The problem with Marks and Sparks is their clientele is the sort of gent, and maybe you might
just slagging everyone off it.
You might typically fit into this category more than me. It's because you've got broad shoulders. It is the narrow shoulder and the oversized gut of the 63-year-old man. So all of their suits, they're very narrow on the shoulders and very bulging on the gut. So none of them fit. But while I was in M&S, something magical happened.
What?
There was, I think, a man, his mum, and 2 kids.
A man? His mother?
His mum. She looked a bit older. She was probably in her 50s, 60s.
And 2 kids.
And 2 young kids, maybe 1 year old, walking but not talking. And I'm going to assume they weren't from Britain. I'm going to assume they weren't from a country...
What, from their farts, Drew?
No, not from their farts.
We're having another guessing game,
From the sound and smell of their farts. No, I'll tell you why I think they went from Britain. Because I think I saw them see and use an escalator for the first time in their life.
Amazing.
They had no idea what was going on.
Really?
It was
terrifying.
Terrifying. Because you think you grow up around escalators, obviously the moving staircase, and you just assume this is par for the course. But when you think about it, it's like something from Hogwarts.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know how the staircases just move in Hogwarts when you're on them?
Yeah.
And you go, wow, that's magical. We've already got them.
Yeah, we do.
It literally takes you from one floor of M&S to another while you stand still. That is a remarkable invention. But if you're from a place where they don't have them, you could get to your adult life and not have ever seen one.
Yeah.
So instantly, he's got a kid in his hand, she's got a kid in her hand. He goes to step on the escalators, and it is Charlie Chaplin. He's like running backwards on the spot, doesn't know what. Yeah. And he gets back off it, and they both just iron it up like,
what to do here? What do you
what
do?
are we gonna do? And then there was the look in their eye of like, do you know when you see on like a nature program, and the gazelle is at the edge of the water, and there's a lion behind, but there's crocodiles in the water, and there's like, if we stay here, we're dead, and if we go, we might die, but at least it's not as certain.
What a scene!
They had to go, so then they both step on at once. He's grabbed onto this thing, and instantly the woman falls to her back, and he's just laid. He's just
fell
over. Just not even fell over, just crumpled on the spot. The moving staircase underneath her feet, like pulling a rug out.
Oh my God.
She's laid on her back with a child on her, just going, oh, like screaming. I gave him space. I thought, and then I'm in. Then I'm closing. Then I'm closing that gap like Floyd Money Mayweather, right? I get in there like, do I need to grab a kid? Should I try and pick her up? What's going on?
You don't know.
And I'm going, can I grab something? Can I take something? But none of them look at me. I'm thinking, right, okay, I'll just be here in case someone gets caught. So then we're at the bottom, and she's essentially sort of being like, sort of Donna kebabbed on the spot in the mechanism, and we sort of budge her free. And then there's a woman who works at Marks and Spencer's going, turn it off! What's happened? Turn it off! Press the button! But I can't, because her flank, the lady...
What?
Her flank, the sort of flank meat, is covering the emergency stop button.
Oh, God.
So then we get the child up, we pull her up, and like it's just fucking carnage. And then they just walk off. No, like, not like, they don't look even remotely traumatised by what's just happened. That would be the worst thing that's ever happened in my time. She just went down the stairs, laid down with a kid on her who could have just been trapped or dead or whatever, just walked off.
Unbelievable.
So that was M&S. Didn't find a suit there.
Wait, what's going on? Why can't you find a suit?
Because I wanted something that was a bit stylish. I didn't want something that was just a basic suit.
We're coming to it, aren't we now, Ethan?
But
he's not giving himself enough time to get a stylish one.
Yeah.
So Marks and Sparks next. The big boys, Ethan.
Yeah, these are the big boys.
They're not good enough for him.
Well, there was the final big boy that I went to, right?
Not Primark.
No, not that big. Moss Bros.
Oof.
Now that is suits.com, innit?
It's all they do.
It's all they do. Couldn't find anything I liked in there.
For fuck's sake.
So then I'm in this pickle where it's now Friday and the wedding is Saturday, and I'm suitless. So do you know that thing, that definition of insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different result?
Yeah.
I just found myself back in Zara. This is now the fourth time I've been in Zara. Couldn't find anything.
Oh, what
Came
are you
back
doing?
Here. Then again the same day, I went back in Zara.
For the sixth time.
This is the sixth time I've been in Zara. And I just thought, I am not leaving this Zara without a suit. And I ended up buying the suit that all the people who work in Zara wear. So I'm at this wedding looking like I work in Zara. But do you know what I look like? Did you ever watch The Last Dance with Michael Jordan?
Yeah. You look like Michael Jordan?
No. Yeah. From the neck down in the suit. Do you know the suit, the big sort of oversized blue suits that the people who work at stadiums wear? Yeah. I look like that. I look like I work at a basketball stadium in America.
Love it.
6 times I went in Zara.
And you finally got it?
Finally I got one.
And then you were the MC for the day?
Master of Ceremonies, yeah.
Love it?
Yeah, fantastic. I had to, the first thing, my first job, because it was at the Sheffield Town Hall, and then that was the
Town Hall? Was that a mayor there, or what? What did you have to do? Somewhere?
No, mayo, no. No, the buffet was at the reception. Asking about mayo for a wedding, you absolute weirdo. So we go there, and I have to control the music for the walk-in.
Nice.
On my phone, I am shitting it. I was so nervous. Timed it absolutely beautifully. And then the registrar, when my sister came in, gorgeous, lovely, everything was lovely. The registrar was going, give me instructions for the music. Couldn't get it wrong. So I did all that, turned the music down.
Love it.
Played some music on the way out.
What song was it? Classic, like Here Comes the Bride, or did they have something?
No, it was the theme tune to the BBC sitcom Detectorists. Which, actually,
it's a very good song.
When you think BBC sitcom, you're thinking it's like Only Fools and Horses or something. It's not. It's a lovely sort of, acoustic, flowing,
The
beautiful song.
Detectorist is very Ethan James. Have you ever seen it?
I don't know the tune nor the show.
Detectorist is a mad show, I've just realised. The two main characters are Mackenzie Crook and Toby Jones. And Ethan sort of looks like if those two people
Both of them.
could have a child.
Yeah, it'd be
He
interesting.
said on this show before that I look like Toby Jones.
You
but
look like
also look
Toby
like
Jones
Mackenzie
and
Crook as
Mackenzie
well.
Crook had a
Google
kid.
Mackenzie Crook, the one from Pirates of the Caribbean with one eye. But he's not got one eye in real life. What a lovely song.
So, lovely song. The wedding was... Yeah, no, that's not it.
Is
The
it?
wedding was absolutely beautiful. So much alcohol, Joe.
Buffet. Oh yeah,
The
alcohol's
buffet, we did the food ourselves. We got some
What?
sandwiches and like cream tea,
Nice.
afternoon tea. And then pizza came later. Pizza
Oh,
van came
lovely.
later. The amount of beer that was on it, so it was bring your own booze.
good. Yeah.
Save
Was
a bit-
it? You
save a
got-
bit of cash.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
But we still put on, Prosecco,
Oui.
wine on every table. My mum and dad, I don't do it. But then Paddy, who's my sister's husband,
Yeah.
his mum and dad bought 500 cans of beer
Really?
and put them behind the bar. All the spirits you can imagine. The next day, just getting handed crates. Take these home with you. Take these home with you. The best bit was the next day when
Yeah,
we
'cause
just
you got all the
Just got a
leftovers.
car full of Coors Light and
Oh,
salt.
amazing.
Unbelievable. Beautiful wedding. No one fell out. Not like one of
Great.
your weddings where everyone's chilling
No
each
one's
other after
fallen.
10 minutes.
No one falls
Bouncy
out,
Castle
mate.
till midnight. Absolutely beautiful.
A bouncy castle.
Bouncy Castle there, yeah.
Could you go on it? Is it for adults?
It's for children, yeah, largely.
Children can do your heading, can't they?
Yeah, yeah.
But they did your heading.
No, they were all right. Because I was too
You
busy
created-
MCing and that.
You created monsters, didn't you?
Yeah.
That scared them. The wedding monster, as you put it.
The wedding
Do you
monster.
make any noise? The wedding monster.
I do like doing that, though.
You
the-
like creating monsters, don't you? To
Well,
scare kids.
The day before, we were doing like setting stuff up, getting all the plates and everything ready because there's loads to do. And I was playing with my niece and nephew. And remember I told you about how I pretended to be an ancient Mesopotamian slave when I was in the gym in order to lift more weights.
Yeah.
Remember that?
What did you-
And I talked about the concept of this great tournament that would be on, and we'd invite everyone from around the Middle East to come and watch me
So
do these. Yeah.
This is so weird.
So I did the great tournament, but with these two. They're 4 and 7.
Who won?
Well, this is the thing. I had to make it slightly like there was a running race, but the 7-year-old had to run a bit further and all that.
Yeah. Even
And they got
out.
down to the final one, and the 7-year-old won, fair and square.
Fair and square.
And so obviously the 4-year-old, what do you do when you're 4 and you lose? Cry your eyes out. So he's lost it. He's crying. And then we go in, and my sister, who's his mum, obviously, comes out and goes, "Oh, maybe there could be one more game for him, and maybe he could win that, and then he could win as well." No. Immediately, no. I said no, because sometimes you don't win the great tournament, and sometimes your lands are salted and scorched by invading enemies, and you can't grow crops on them for hundreds of years because
That's
you
so
lost.
funny.
So I walked in
To
past
think
him.
that 4-year-old now is probably going to be training a lot throughout his life.
But
now
that's what I'm
just to
saying.
beat-
Do you think Simone Biles' dad said to her, "Oh yeah, you can just have another
Biles.
go on
She's
the
from
on
Big
the
Brother.
you can just have another go on the front flip, and if if you don't land it, it's fine." No, he said, "I'm not speaking to you, and you're not eating till you nail that double pike." And now she's the greatest gymnast of all time. Do you know what I mean? Think Michael.
Of all time.
Yes. And this
Really?
little kid, one day he'll be the greatest gymnast of all time.
I'm a bit done with some Olympic sports, me. I saw this video on TikTok of the diving board. The 20 metres up, and you've got to dive into the pool. Grow up. Who's that? Who's it for?
Yeah.
Like, who's it for?
It's
Really?
it's a weird one, isn't it?
Who's it for, Joe?
Because it's one
'Cause
of
it feels like it's only for themselves, really.
Yeah, it's one of the few Olympic sports that it's basically dancing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
air, into
But
a
in the
pool,
air.
Yeah.
Like racing at swimming makes sense if you've got to get away from a shark or whatever RNLI. That makes sense. But the idea of jumping into something and doing a bit of a twiddle on the way down is completely irrelevant to any part of life.
It looks good.
It looks fantastic.
Ethan, how's your week been, mate?
Oh, I had a funny conversation with the man at Greg's the other day. That was interesting.
Go on.
Would you like to hear about that? Well,
Yeah.
so I've been eating healthy recently, and you're thinking immediately, well, why on earth are you going to Greg's? And that's probably a very good question. So prior
Question
to
that
that,
we definitely asked.
I was gymming away, so I was in the gym, and then I had a rush out because I was running late. I thought, where could I go? Oh, I'll nip to the local Greg's.
Nice.
So when I nipped to the local Greg's, there's a Greg's and a Subway in the same petrol station, right? And
Right next to his house. It's in
I can see it.
Salford.
I'm there.
and I go in there, And I'm thinking, first of all, I'm thinking Subway. And then I look at the Subway and they've just left a sign on the thing saying, the toaster's not working, just cold food only. Oof. But there's no staff. Alright? So I wander over to the Greggs. There's hardly any sandwiches and there's no staff. And I'm a bit baffled why there's no one there. It's like middle of the day. It's like what?
6 p.m. middle of the day.
Early
Early afternoon.
afternoon briefing.
I just don't know what's going on. So I hang around the bit in Greggs for a bit, and I'm there for like maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes waiting for someone to turn
something
up.
quick, he said.
10 minutes. I need a quick bite, but yet he's got time to sit and basically watch, a third of an episode of Ground Force in a Greggs with no one there.
So I'm just standing there, and then eventually a man runs from the back of the petrol station, whacking on his penny, and says, "I'll be with you in 1 minute, sir." I'm like, fucking hell, I've been here for 10, like, what's going on? Yeah. He runs on the block, he comes back out, and then I go, "I'll have this toast," and he goes, "Sorry about the limited amount of options of sandwiches today, we've just been so busy." I was thinking, you've just been hanging around for 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's not busy, there's no one there.
Yeah, there's no one there. And I go, "All right, yeah, no worries, mate." He says, "I'll warm that up for you." I go, "That'll be lovely." And then he's telling me, like, he's telling me that, saying to me, what am I up to this weekend? And I'm telling him that I'm going for a drink with some friends. And he goes, "Oh, well, you see, I'm not much of a drinker." And I go, "Oh, you're not?" And he goes, 2 pints and I'm bored." And I went, "All right." He went, "More than 2 pints and I've become abusive, and that's just not me."
Well, it sounds like it is you.
What? So he just literally said that if he has more than 2 pints, he becomes abusive.
He said, "That's not me." And I went, "All right, fella." Then the lass comes round the back and she goes, "Hey," whatever his name is, "I'm so bored, I don't know what to do." So I'm thinking, it must have been that fucking busy. You should make some sandwiches because there's none available.
What is going on here?
Honestly, it was one of the weirdest.
Did you not ask why they'd been so busy?
Well, no, I was thinking about that, but I just thought, he's a bit... I'm not going to make an arse of myself or make an arse of him. I'm just, all right, I'm playing easy. I'm not bothered.
Gets abusive.
Wow, what a weird place. Stay away from
so
that,
how was
Greggs.
what did you get from the Greggs?
Just ham and cheese toast. It was the only thing they had.
The only thing?
And they had some pasties and half of them were burnt. And honestly, it was such a...
Do you think they'd been round the back sort of, filling their own sausage, bean and cheese pasties, if you know what I mean?
Oh.
Do you think they had?
Be shagging.
No, he was round the front, just hanging around the petrol station bit.
Sniffing petrol.
And she was just round the back, just hanging around.
He gets off on it, doesn't he?
And the Subway staff never showed up.
And how's the diet going?
Oh yeah, I feel a lot better. I feel more awake. I'm going to the gym. I've been 7 out of the last 12 days.
Wow, very nice.
When does that counting metric stop? Like, how long will that go for?
Yeah, how many have been out of the last 13 days?
I've been going out of the 15 out of the last 30. When's this going to stop? Like, in 100 days' time, you're going to tell me how many times you've been to the gym out of 100?
Well, that's a good point. Well, I just thought, before I go on holiday to Marbella, I'll get myself in a bit of shape and start eating a bit healthier, so I can look brilliant.
Beach bod ready.
Yes.
I like it. Do you know on the football where it'll say something like 1 goal in his last 3 games or whatever? Yeah. And then you'd be like, hang on a sec, we're sort of 2/3 of the way through the season here. He's played 30 games. Why are we only counting the last 3? 2 in his last 3.
Some
and you're
stats
like, well, no, you can't just make him look dead good. He's only scored 3 goals all season. Just say that.
Oh, I've got an alarm here. It says it's time for Joe versus Joe.
Oh, match point, Joe versus Joe.
6-3.
If Joe wins, I become Ethan's biatch for the day.
So basically, if I win, you have to do exactly what Ethan wants for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And we're filming it and we're putting it out on our Patreon, and you'll get some of it on the podcast as well. Big day for you, this.
Yeah, it's a big day. What day would you like me to shadow you for, Ethan?
The what?
Shadow you.
Oof.
Shadow me?
Yeah, it's how I've got to do it, and I've got to be your personal assistant for the day.
Well, I'll write up some tasks and I'll unveil them on a podcast coming up soon when the results are in. Don't you worry.
Right, anyway, I've still got my foot in this, I think.
Well, today, our quiz is written by K Sharp.
And if you're watching, do send in Joe versus Joe quizzes. It can be about anything. 5 questions and maybe a tiebreaker that me and Joe can battle it out and do. And even if this series ends, we'll do another series of Joe versus Joe. So if you want to send them in, if you want to send in your agony bants, you want to send in anything, make sure you do it at sloppyjoespodcast@gmail.com. Right, go ahead, Ethan.
So, okay, so it's from Killian today, and
What happened to K?
that's his email name, K
okay.
Sharp, but he's actually started off with Killian, so I realised I could
Killian?
actually call him that. No, Killian.
He's like a wrestler.
Killian.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Killian.
So Killian has wrote, he says, "Hello lads." This is from June again, by the way. We've just had so many.
Sorry,
We've
is it
been
from
flooded.
Killian, K or June?
Yeah, I'm so fucking confused.
Who's written this?
Who's June?
Who's she?
No, this is. He wrote this and sent us this in June.
Ah,
The month.
Oh, so he was
right.
inside June when he did it. Bloody
Oh,
hell.
God.
I bet she was annoyed.
Right,
He
he
seemed
says,
distracted.
"Hello lads,
The
I
bonus
was
point
trying
is-
to think what would be good for a quiz for you two that's a little off the beaten path, as you've already had quizzes about food and Manchester United."
Oh, yeah.
He says, "Then it occurred to me, as there's only 2 of you, then one will always end up second best. Thus my quiz is about famous or infamous second places and runners up."
Right, okay,
nice.
great, I like
This is
this.
really nice.
Great questions.
Would you like to play?
Yes.
Please.
All right, let's do it. Question 1. Who was the second person to set foot on the moon?
Oh.
Standard, isn't it? Standard that.
Oh,
Do you know?
Yeah. It's a nice tickler.
McGrath first, please.
Go on. What you got?
Neil Armstrong. Oh, it's not Buzz, is it?
Buzz Aldrin, mate.
Oh.
Neil Armstrong, one small
Buzz.
step for a man, one giant
I
leap for
thought Michael
mankind.
Collins was the first guy to step on the
Michael
moon.
Collins never went on the moon.
Who's Michael Collins?
Michael Collins is the bloke that floated around in the spaceship
Oh, did he?
before they went off in their little lunar module. He's the loneliest man in the universe.
That's sad, isn't it?
How have you got to the point where you know who Michael Collins is? Because first of all, not everyone even does. And you
I thought
he was the first one.
I swear I read once that he was the unsung hero.
He is.
And he stepped foot in it first.
Yeah, but we're
just
looking
to
for
check.
very much the sun. Check.
Right, well, I'm 1-0
Just to
down
make sure
already.
it's not a big blanket over like a, you know.
Also,
an
can I be
empty
honest
tennis
with you?
ball.
Do you know what I actually put?
What?
Lance Armstrong. The fucking druggie. Right, sorry. about
Okay,
that.
question
It wasn't
2.
Buzz, yeah?
He was the
It
first man
was
to
Buzz.
cycle on the moon.
Question 2.
Drugs.
Name the pop group formed of the runners-up in the first and only season of Pop Stars, who went on to have a better career than the winners.
Beautiful.
In brackets he says, a clue that the winning group was... Do you want the clue?
No.
Yeah, it was the
okay.
winning group.
He says, a clue that the winning group was hearsay, and I can give that, he says. So there you go.
So it's the ones who came second. I'm loving this. I'll tell you what, who's this from again? June?
No,
I'm
this
loving this, June.
this is from
Hearsay.
Killian.
Was it hearsay? What?
You heard the question. Get an
So,
answer for
so
it.
hearsay was the winners, Joe. We want the runners
the
up from the
runner-up?
competition.
Oh, don't you say you know this.
Of course I know it.
You go, is it?
Have you written anything down?
Oh, I want to change my answer.
Have you written it down,
I
though?
want to change my answer.
Have you written it down?
Yeah, I've written it down.
Okay. Girls Aloud.
Girls Aloud.
It's Girls Aloud, surely.
It's Liberty X.
Ah, no! They said Liberty X! Fuck!
That was Pop Stars, the rivals.
God.
Girls Aloud. The sound of the underground. That could be the name of your fart group.
Great name, that. Actually.
Thank you.
Okay,
Oh,
question.
Liberty X. What was their big one?
I don't know.
Buy me banners and minutes of girls and
Nah, that's not Liberty X, is it?
Nah, that's not. Go on.
Question 3.
No, that was Big Brother.
Manchester United were runners-up in the 2011-12 Premier League by a goal difference alone. What was the difference between the goal difference of first and the second for goals? I need the exact number, the difference between the two goals difference.
Oh no. I think it was that. It's either that or that.
Oh, do you hear that? Do you hear that? Alarm, alarm. McGrath, you're
I've
up.
got a number.
Just put one.
No, More than that. I don't know if I think it's either 6 or 8. Because I remember the thing was if we'd have lost the 6-1, 2-1, we'd have won
What
the
are you going
league.
for?
I've written 6.
The answer is 8.
Why did I just still say it? I'm still in it.
That was the whole point, because they got 4 goals less. We would get 4 goals difference more. We'd have won the league.
Showing you working out now, Libby X.
McGrath this by the skin of his teeth.
I know.
Absolutely, you're
Skin of me balls.
hanging on here.
If McGrath wins this will be quite the scalp, let me tell you that.
Yeah, one
Question
hell of a scalp he's
4.
already got, if we're honest. You can see most of it.
Sure.
Question 4.
Sons.co.uk, Joe 30.
Everest was
I'm gonna fucking just cry here. What's the second tallest?
Everest was summited for the first time in 1955. Which of the 2 famous names that you may know was the second to set foot atop of the world's highest mountain?
Is there no clues there? Name
No.
someone who went to Everest the second time.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be what's the
If
second highest
you've got
mountain?
this, fair play. You
Do you know the
deserve to
second
win.
highest mountain?
No.
Second highest peak?
No.
K2.
K2.
Yeah, apparently it's harder than Everest, mate.
Right, so I've got to now.
So they say, but they're all just vertical snow
Do you
bastards.
know who went to Everest second?
No, I think the person I've got either was there first or is one of those people who actually never went, but that's what the rumour is. I've got a name, but I think it's either
Right.
first
It's hard,
or...
this. It's hard.
Oh, cheers, yeah.
I've gone with Edmund Hillary.
Okay. What have you got?
I think he's
McGrath?
first.
I've gone with
wasn't
Andrew Cooney. Who's one of the
Right,
mates
so,
from
so,
history.
so the answer, you're lucky, Joe Smith. It's Tenzing Norgay, but
he?
this is
Tenzing Norgay. He was the
Sure.
Sherpa that went
Oh,
with him.
no.
yeah, and
Tenzing-
it's said in Sir Edmund Hillary's book, who used the first one. So you're unlucky.
Tenzing Norgay. I actually have heard that name.
Right.
Was he the Sherpa?
I assume that would make sense. I don't have it here.
So Edmund Hillary was 1.
Oh, yeah.
Bastard. You honestly, the fact that this is 1-1 is one of the most...
1-0. You're winning 1-0.
Oh yeah, but the fact that it's only 1-0 is absolutely
Right,
stunning.
I've got to get this one right.
Gotta get this one right. Joe Smith's got to get it wrong, so we
he's
can go
got
to a
it wrong.
Well,
tiebreaker.
here's what I do in these moments. I don't have to get it wrong or get it right. All I have to do is get the same answer as him. So for these, I enter
Is
the
it
brain of
closest
Joe
to? Why don't you do a
McGrath.
closest
Well,
to?
because-
actually, I think it's Joe Smith's turn to answer this question first. So it is. You have to actually go first.
Right, go for it.
So, according to the 2022 Statista survey,
Statista.
Windsor Castle was the most visited tourist attraction in the UK. What was the second most visited attraction?
in the year of 2022.
According to the 2022 Statista
that's
survey.
That's tough. That.
Very tough.
There's a reason why that's tough as well because
She died.
Have you got an answer?
Yeah, but I am.
What was the first one? Windsor
Wait.
Castle.
Yes.
Wait, this might be the wildest thing I've ever put in my life.
You're gonna. If you put Wingfest, I'm walking.
Even is it?
I haven't written it
Oh,
down.
It's not
I haven't written it down.
Wingfest.
I haven't
Is
written
it
it
even-
down.
oh,
I'll save you that. It's not Wingfest if that's your guess. Don't put
I'm
that.
gonna say. Oh,
I haven't written my answer yet.
Actually, because this place. Oh, I don't know because
I need your
because in
answers.
2021. Oh no.
I
I've
need
got
your
one
answers
to it.
now.
I've got
The
one
problem
to-
is, I was
Well,
thinking.
I've
Have you got an answer written
I've
down?
got two answers.
Right, write one down.
But what? Because it was so tricky because 2021 we weren't allowed to go to these places.
Yeah.
So does that scupper things in a
Well,
way?
so you think it's somewhere that people have been desperate to go to for 2 years?
Were you stunned by? Just tell me this. Were you surprised by the answer?
No, it's not. It's not.
So have you got
stunning,
write
no.
something
I've
down?
written it
Okay.
down.
So in my head, is it me going first or Joe McGrath?
It's you, Joe Smith, first.
In my head, you think Big Ben, but then it was under construction, so maybe people wouldn't have gone. So
Yeah.
I've gone Buckingham Palace.
I think you've won because I've gone the London Eye.
Possible.
But let me throw you my other one in there, Chester Zoo. Even if it's Chester Zoo, you've got to give it me.
The answer is the Natural History Museum.
Whoa! Really? More than Buckingham's Palace?
And Joe Smith takes.
Yeah! That means I've won it! That means I've won the series! Oh, redemption! 24 hours in a McDonald's I had to spend for losing last series. Now you've got to follow that Geordie little maggot around for 12 hours.
I don't.
24 hours.
I don't like that. The National History Museum is the second That's full of shit.
That is mad. That is absolutely
Full
mad.
of shit. I'm not having it. London Eye. Anyway, that's
So you've lost.
I'm going to cheer myself up now by having some food, shall we?
Yeah.
Shall we?
We'll sort out the exact date of when you are going to be following Ethan around. But make sure, thank you again for sending in your Joe versus Joe quizzes. I've won Series 3, and we'll be getting that video out to you very shortly. But before that, what's not been great for Joe has been the Joe versus Joe quiz. But what is always good for you is the 9 out of 10 Club. The club where we bring in the best of the best.
Yes. Right.
Your week this week,
It's
Joe.
my week this week, and essentially, we do this now and again. It's very rare. Yeah. It's like a supermoon. Did you see the supermoon, by the way?
Yeah, it wasn't that super.
Shit.
It was just normal moon.
Man,
It was meant to be blue, but it was white and yellow and
Did
creamy.
you see the supermoon, Ethan?
I didn't know there was a super moon, although I did look at the moon the other day when I was coming back and thought that's an impressive moon.
That's probably the one then, maybe.
That'll have been it.
Yeah, supermoon in Ethan's
There's
house.
only one
is
moon,
when-
to be fair, so if you saw a moon, it was the moon.
The supermoon in Ethan's house is when his stepdad used to come down the stairs.
Yeah, that's true, with a light, with a
Bollock
flashlight
naked.
hanging out his arse. Right, the 9 out of 10 Club is where we bring in a food that we love, and this week, Joe, it's your turn to bring it in, and we have to either accept it into the 9 out of 10 Club or reject it.
So why I mentioned that it's a blue moon is because we're recording this in the morning time, and often it's not the case. So it does give us an element of surprise.
Do you know how
here.
you can tell it's the morning?
Go on.
Because if you just cut back to Joe's camera, Joe's daily steam hasn't yet unwrinkled the sleeve on his shirt. Because you know you kick up so much steam for put your arms down. You kick up so much steam that usually those wrinkles on the sleeves,
I do look rough as
they'll
well.
be all gone by the end of the day. Even the wrinkles in his hair will get straightened out. So that's how you know it's early, because Joe's not sort of steamed his own clothes yet.
Yeah. Well, you don't notice it because Joe Swift's riding the coffee wave.
Ah,
And he'll soon
riding the
crash.
wave.
Right
9
then.
out of 10.
There is a new bakery that's opened up in Manchester that has opened straight away 4 brand new stalls.
That.
Didsbury, a couple in town, one in Altrincham.
What does that tell you?
Because
What can we learn from this? I don't know.
It's going to be
Didsbury,
expensive.
Altrincham, etc. These are your posh parts of Manchester.
But they're quite big in London already and the
Okay.
surrounding areas. I think they've got quite a lot of stores down
it
there.
Pret-a-manger.
No, it is a funny name.
Okay.
It's Gale's Bakery.
Right. And immediately we're going to Gale Platt. aren't we, from
Immediately I
Coronation
thought Gale
Street.
Platt straight away. But no, these Gale's Bakery do what they've said on their website is the most delicious baked goods. And do you know what? I actually went in, I thought, what's the hype about? I bought one of their ham and cheese croissants, and I was left stunned. So today, for Breakfast Club on the Sloppy Joes, we've got a ham and cheese croissant each. And for a little sweet treat, I've gone for an almond and chocolate croissant. Ethan, come round here, one each. It's a flaky boy, isn't it, the croissant?
It is a flaky boy. And the croissant is one of those great things where you'll often hear the phrase all butter.
Yeah.
You know, the all butter croissant is quite the thing, isn't it? You think, so what are we trying to say here with all butter? That this whole thing is essentially just a crispy bit of butter? Like, what does that mean, all
I don't know
butter?
what you're saying to me now.
You've never seen the phrase all butter croissant?
Yeah. What
Does that mean? What do they mean, all butter?
Look at it. Look at this. In all of its glory, it's a big, sexy boy. I mean, inside. Oh yeah, they're not gone skimpy on the ham either.
So it's weighty. Now, it is worth mentioning that for 4 croissants, it was 22 quid. In my head, a croissant is about like 150, 2 quid maybe 3 quid at a push. That would put it at 12 quid. This was 22 quid for 4 croissants. Now, we've got that mouth watering thing going on. I'm just going to rip this bad boy in
I'm
half.
sorry. Get right into the middle of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
Fucking get. It's a great bite of food. The croissant
wow.
itself. It's a good bite of food, isn't it?
Wow.
It is nice.
That's so crispy on the outside and so moist in the middle.
It's.
What the fuck? Even.
It's like the inside is as soft as like a crumpet, but it's a croissant. It's so lovely in the inside. It's so fluffy.
God.
The flavours are unbelievable.
The flavours are Gillette Mac 3 Turbo.
It's
they are
so
game-changing.
sensational. And the croissant is brilliant, and that's why it costs a little bit more. Don't get me wrong.
A little bit more,
It's
not than
too-
a croissant, a little bit more than, a small 4-wheel
It's expensive, but let's put it this way: a ham and cheese sandwich, in a posh place, is about 4 or 5 quid.
Sorry?
4 or 5 quid. So that is just matching Look at that, it's like a little bechamel sauce kicking about in there as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, horrifically unhealthy.
Oh, yeah. Could there be...
How many calories do you think's in this?
Right. It's a big croissant. It's not one of them little, like, in the middle of a sort of meeting room table croissant. This is all I'm having for breakfast type of thing. So I think the croissant itself is probably pushing 400 calories before there are any fillings.
Really?
Certainly, it's so heavy and buttery. Then, with the cheese and the ham, you're probably looking at another 150, 200.
Yeah.
So I would say you're nudging towards a 700 calorie, 800 calorie croissant there. 700 probably.
Is it worth it?
Oh,
It's
magical.
so good. Right then.
Magic. There's an air of magic in the room.
I know Ethan likes it because he's not fucking said anything. Ethan James.
Well, I've got a bit of a rough history with the cheese and ham croissants.
Why?
Well, it all goes back to 2020 and 2021, actually. When
If you can imagine that far back,
Yeah.
last year and that,
and
pretty much.
I was working at the COVID test centre, and all the food I had there, well, predominantly it was ham and cheese croissants, and I used to have them, but every time it made me ill. There wasn't a day that went by where I wasn't ill from
Say
having
this again. So, just for people who don't know, you did work in, was it Brinnington?
Oh, yes, Ruffles Brinnington, yes.
So when you say the ham and cheese croissants, do you mean the little ham and cheese croissants that used to hang off the end of the nasal swabs?
Oh,
Is that what you used to
no,
eat?
Stop it. Stop
No wonder
that,
you got
stop
ill
it.
every time. He's eating,
No.
they were ever so moist.
Imagine spreading that on toast.
stop now.
Who brought in the ham and cheese, apart from the patients, who brought in the ham and cheese? It sounds like a very interesting thing to have every day.
It was
Bougie,
part
innit?
of the lunch menu or whatever, and you'd have to everything was microwavable.
Oh,
and
no.
every day I was bloated and poorly. But so I had a bit of PTSD when I opened that bag, and I thought,
And it
that's
mental,
some
right?
memories.
The mad that Ethan gets PTSD thinking about COVID, not because of being locked inside, mental health, relatives being unwell, possibly dying, because I'd had too many microwaved cheese and ham croissants. And I tell you what, the whole menu was microwaved, and I've never gotten over it. Ethan, if that was the worst part of your COVID experience, you've had a right fucking luck there.
I don't understand.
Honestly, I couldn't believe it. I had to pop it in the microwave.
Why would you
and
continue to have them then?
Just
if they're
stop
gonna make
it. Bring
you
your
feel
own packed
shit?
lunch in if it's doing that much damage to you.
I got to a point 7 months down the line where all the food just kept making me ill. That I just had to have pot noodles every lunch.
Oh yeah, the fucking
That'll do it.
known as the healthy snack.
Yeah,
There's
bring
pot
yourself
noodle.
back out of it with a lovely healthy pot noodle.
Do you know what? We never really got into your time at the COVID centre. 7 months. You must have made some friends.
9 months overall. And the 7 months in that I switched to the pot noodle diet.
So, what do you think of this cheese and ham croissant? Gale's Bakery, new to Manchester. What is she bringing that you're liking?
The Gales are bringing just quality.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Very unhealthy. It's very much a treat sort of breakfast, which
Yeah.
is why we're having it on a Tuesday morning.
Well, we're having it so close to the supermoon,
Yes.
isn't it? When the supermoon happens, we have to treat ourselves.
What I like is they don't go skimpy on anything. Lots of nice ham in there, good sauce, cheesy. It's got a nice little crust on the outside. The croissant, although it feels like it was baked this morning.
Feels like it was baked 3 or 4 seconds ago.
It was
It's that fresh.
absolutely beautiful.
Incredible. Incredible.
It is 9 for me, it's 9 out of 10.
It is comfortably 9 out of 10. I love a croissant.
Yeah.
Cheese, ham, beautiful combination at the best of times. This is just a fantastic mouthful of food. One that I cannot wait to eat the rest of as soon as we've stopped recording.
Exactly.
Genuinely, if there's a Gale's Bakery near you, that's probably the best ham and cheese croissant I've ever had.
Take
including
your
ones
time
I've
out
made
to go
myself.
drive to the one in Didsbury. Do you want to eat
Absolutely fantastic,
the other one, or are you going to leave that?
Oh, we'll save that for after.
Save that for
Yeah.
afters.
Ethan.
Ethan.
So it's already in. It's in the 9 out of 10 club. It's just whether it can be unanimous.
Well, for me, let me just put it this way. I never eat breakfast. Right? I'm never
Never?
hungry. Nope, not really ever. I'm not hungry on a morning, especially at say if it was 8:21 a.m. I'm not hungry around that time. But let me tell you, right now I've just consumed a whole croissant.
No,
You
you've
eaten the whole
not.
thing?
You've eaten it all.
I've ate the whole thing.
No.
Oh!
He's going to have the shits later.
Yeah, big time.
Big time. So is it 9 out of 10?
I think I think that's the best croissant I've ever had.
Yay!
It is!
And all you got to do, remember, kids, all you got to do is charge £8 a croissant, and you can make something that is just about good enough for Ethan to
All right,
eat
then.
it.
That was, what was it, $4.70 a croissant?
Was it?
Yeah.
It was 22 quid for the full lot.
Yeah, then delivery.
Oh, we've got 4, I suppose.
Yeah, we got 4.
Okay.
Would you pay $4.70 again for that?
Yeah, because that's not like a daily rider, is it? If it is, you're clogged beyond belief and you're dead in 2 months. So if I'm having one of them every 3-4 months, like I might do, I'll spend $4.50 on that rare occasion. Yeah.
What do you think of the people like? Because I see some people going into like coffee shops and they go, "Oh, you're regular," and they get straight away like a pain au chocolat or a croissant with a coffee. Yeah. Now I get a coffee. Can you have a croissant a day?
No.
And these people are looking, trim.
It's far too buttery, isn't it? It's too flaky. If you're on the way to work, you don't want flaky pastry.
No.
First of all, and secondly, there's no protein there. There's no veg.
No.
There's nothing good in a croissant, is there? It's just butter and France.
Also, I'm
They're
done
the
with
2 ingredients
butter
in
and
a
France.
croissant. Butter and just a bit of France. And then if you just cook butter and France long enough, you'll get that.
It's amazing. Right, well, thank you very much for letting me bring in Gales today.
You're welcome.
I was going to bring in something else, but you don't believe it's going to be 9 out of 10, so you stopped me.
What was it?
The Pret porridge.
You can do that another time, but I tell you what, we're having words if you bring that in.
You ever had porridge from Pret, Ethan?
Oh, I think I might have an oat intolerance.
Good luck getting that in the fucking 9 out of 10 club then, eh?
Right then. We've been the Sloppy Joes. Thank you very much for watching. 9 out of 10 club recommendations as well, please.
Yes.
SloppyJoesPodcast at gmail.com. Nearly forgot it then.
Yeah, doing well.
But yeah, we'll see you very soon. Sign up to the Patreon. Ethan, anything else that I forgot?
Oh no, well, subscribe, that would be lovely, please.
Yes.
Let's get to 8,000 subscribers.
Right, everyone, we'll see you very, very shortly.
Bye, Ethan.
See you later, ta-ra.